Welcome to the Power of Your Voice podcast with your host, Johnny Gyorke. You have the power to overcome challenges and fears. Let my voice and the voice of many others show you how to transform these challenges into opportunities. To learn more about future podcasts and read episode show notes, check out my website at www.thepowerofyourvoice.com.
Hi, Johnny here. This is episode 4. Today I will discuss the power of being responsible. Yes, you heard me, responsibility. I'm going to admit it, I have not always been responsible in my past, and this affected my self-esteem, relationships, and professional career. Taking responsibility can be very difficult because when we take responsibility, we are being accountable for our actions in the world and how we show up to others. For example, our friend is having a birthday party next Saturday at 2 p.m. and we really want to be there, but we promised our children that we will go to the Children's Museum. So we go to the museum with our kids, have a great time, and all while our friend is wondering why we haven't showed up at their birthday party. Being responsible 100% of the time is initially telling our friend that we would love to attend their birthday party. However, we promise our children to take them to the museum. And because we are committed to keeping our word, that is what we will be doing. Not only are we keeping our word, we are being totally respectful to our family, our friends, and being honest. By being responsible, we gain respect from our family, our friends, and people learn that we can be trusted to keep our word. Being intentional, having integrity, these are hallmarks I live my life by. In my past, while driving to work, I would leave only giving myself enough time to get to work if there was no traffic. But come on. But I was not being responsible because the truth is, there's always traffic in the morning. This would cause me to be late. I would blame it on the traffic lights, school buses, other cars jumping in front of me, whatever it might have been. I blamed everyone except for myself. I learned that by being responsible, that means becoming better at managing my time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. I would often stare at the ceiling after I woke up in the morning or just hit the snooze button on my clock. And that was not being responsible. I decided to take action by waking up early, getting out of bed exactly when the alarm clock went off. Even though I didn't want to, I did it. Now get this. I realized how much more time I had to eat breakfast, get dressed, and get myself mentally and physically ready for work. By leaving for work 10-15 minutes earlier, I noticed that if a bus stopped or as I was approaching a traffic light, I was no longer stressed because I no longer had to rush myself to get to work. Life is easier, less stressful, and we become happier when we take responsibility. Just a couple weeks ago, I promised my wife that I would wash the dishes in the kitchen, and I didn't. Honestly, I was having a great conversation with a friend that night on the telephone. However, I told myself, even though I didn't do the dishes that night, I would wake up extra early and make sure I did the dishes first thing because I am responsible and will make sure that is the first priority for the day. My wife was so happy because I kept my word and I did them. Instead of just not doing them and making excuses, I took responsibility, apologized, and with my actions by doing them first thing in the morning, it was a win-win for all of us and we had a wonderful day. Blaming others is the easy way out of every situation, but we lose respect and do not grow, nor does anything positive ever get accomplished. When we are in school and do not get the grades we wanted, do we blame the professor? Or do we admit we did not ask the professor for help, ask our peers, or visit the student center and ask for support? We have to ask for support. Blaming others takes away our power. But when we look into what happened and grow from that experience, we become better people. Being responsible also means not beating ourselves up. Look into what went wrong, find a plan of action, and make a change. How do we take responsibility for our life? First, we must give up on all the excuses. In our past, we made up all these excuses in our heads of why we didn't do this or that and make any changes in our life. Those old stories of I'm not smart enough, don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, my boss knows I work hard, so it's okay if I'm late to work. Whatever stories, those must be let go in order to change who we want to be in our life. Those made up stories are nothing but made up and do not reflect who we truly are. This is our life, and we must be responsible in order to truly make the changes we want. Being responsible does not only stop with us, but also holds others accountable for their own responsibilities. When we win in our life, others win as well. So I had a client of mine who decided to join a wellness program. She wanted to lose weight, and I knew she could, and I believed in her. One day she arrived late for an appointment that she was scheduled to see me. So I kindly reminded her that she was late, and I said it with a smile. So she asked if I was serious, and I'm like, yeah, so you said you'd be here at 9 o'clock. And she's like, yeah, I did. So you see, I held her high because I saw these wonderful possibilities in her life through exercising in our center and getting her to her goal. See, this is my thing. I am dedicated to these people and to help them get to their goal, So I reminded her that if she truly wanted to be there at 9 o'clock, she would have left earlier to give herself more than enough time, even though she only lived a few minutes away. So she thanked me for my honesty, and we laughed about it. And guess what? She never, ever, ever was late again. And right now she's kicking butt in the gym, and I am so, so, so extremely proud of her. She is amazing. Remember, we have a choice. Being responsible for our actions is a way of life, and the beautiful thing is it will bring us happiness, success, greater health, and puts us in control of our own life. We can truly have a better life, be happier, and get things we want. But those things are nothing but a dream if we do not take total responsibility. I'm going to end this episode with a positive quote. This quote comes from Dennis Waitley. He is an American motivational speaker and author of The Psychology of Winning. He was introduced into the International Speakers Hall of Fame. So Dennis Waitley's quote is, "A sign of wisdom and maturity is when you come to terms with the realization that your decisions cause your rewards and consequences. You are responsible for your life, and your ultimate success depends on the choices you make." Johnny here. Thank you for listening to the Power of Your Voice podcast. I'd love to get your feedback on this episode and how it impacted you. If someone in your life could benefit from this episode, share it with them. Check out thepowerofyourvoice.com to read show notes, leave a comment on the blog page, and to stay updated on all future episodes, subscribe to this podcast and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your love and support.